Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello dear friends, welcome back to Spiritism and the Media here on Kardec Radio. Today I'd like to bring a book that has not been translated to English yet. It's the book Refúgio or Refúgio by the Spirit Emmanuel, channeled by Chico Xavier. So it is the lesson it's the first lesson. It's called Authority Within Ourselves. So I translated parts of the lesson. I'm going to read it here for us. And let's see how we can connect that to the media when we talk about media today. So here Emmanuel says, almost always we teach the art of noble thought, prescribing exercises and rules to friends who shine our way, guarding our own brain like a runaway boat in whose hidden gaps the suggestions of ignorance and shadow penetrate. So here, what he's saying that the chapter, this lesson is about authority. So many times we teach others, we have this authority to give advices to others, or we have, or we think we have, and use this, some position that we maybe find ourselves in, to teach others or to give lessons to others, but we forget to apply those lessons to ourselves. And here I think it's very important when we are talking about Spiritism, when we are talking about the role that we have in our society today. If we are, for example, as I am here talking to you and teaching and learning and studying with you, I may bring beautiful words, but if I do not apply them to myself, that's useless. The same way when we are in a position of giving a lecture, we can bring many beautiful teachings in the lecture. We can say many beautiful lessons and try to explain them. Many times we do explain the lessons according to our studies, but if you do not apply that, it's useless to us, because we are here first to apply the lessons that we read, that we study to ourselves. So we must have this authority within ourselves in a way that, okay, if I am telling others to do that, I need to do that too. It's like we say, do what I say, do not do what I do in those situations where the person does not follow the right path. So it's the same thing that Emmanuel is saying here. He says, we indicate to others resources so that they remain free from all evil through the purity of the eyes and ears. So we give them those advices. We have the resources within us, and many times we share those resources. And he says, committing our own perceptions to the sad adventure of frivolity and misunderstanding that always ends up in undue criticism or in destructive sourness. So many times we tell that to others, but we have our sad adventures. We go to the wrong path. Many times we tell people to do something, we give some advices to others, but we do not follow. So what is that about? We need to teach ourselves too. We need to learn. We need to apply the lessons to ourselves. So when we're talking about our role in our society today, when we're talking about Spiritism, about Spiritist movement, it's very important for us, if we are in a position that we are like giving lectures, we are coordinating studies, we are giving here some studies online, we need to know that we need to apply that. We need to be the first ones to try to apply what we are saying and not judging others because they know what saying, like for example, they know what they do because I told them and they're not following that. But am I following that? Who am I to judge others? Again, who am I to judge others? We are here to look to ourselves and to try to learn with our experience, with our trials, and to improve ourselves. So if we are in a position that we may share this knowledge, we may share this study with others, we need to try to apply them ourselves. And he says, authority, authority. It was abused by all the tyrants who made their own pride a dark slide into the darkness of crime and death. And even today, we all use it to cover up our own weaknesses, burdening the shoulders of others with burdens that we are unable to bear. Because many times it's easier to point the problems that others have instead of seeing the problems that we have. And how we deal that, Emmanuel brings, as all the good spirits always bring to us, the example of Jesus. If we see how Jesus was while on earth, he wasn't just giving us the teachings, he was living those teachings. He wasn't just giving sermons, he was living each and every one that he was saying. So he's the best example, not only for us to learn with his teachings, but to learn with his example while here on earth. He had that authority within himself. He had, and he still has, this authority with all of us, because he has this moral authority. That's something that we earn while we improve ourselves. And by only telling others what to do instead of trying ourselves to do it, to improve ourselves, we're not gaining that moral authority. We're not progressing to the right path. So that's a good teaching, that's a good lesson and a good way for us to think about that, especially when you're talking today about media, like Mother Rose as Spiritist, in the Spiritist movement, being on the media. How are we dealing with the position that we have? How are we dealing with the resources that we have? So it's a good question for all of us to ask. And as usual, I'm bringing the book Happy Life by Joana de Angelis, channeled by Divaldo Franco. Open it randomly so we can finish here our meeting. And again here, the first one, greet your day with a prayer of gratitude. You are alive. Where there is life, opportunities for growth and happiness abound. Each day is a new blessing from God, proof of His love for you. As you pass the hours, cultivate optimism and well-being. Thank you so much for your company. May God bless all of us. See you next week.